I got 4 miles of ocean, right? It's over there. That's the problem. He wanted to take one of the most beautiful holes I've ever seen, maybe the most beautiful hole there is, and play it in a different direction on top of everything, where you lose the views.
And now, an ultimatum from the man in charge.
Everybody, I mean, you're driving them all crazy. I mean, you're driving them crazy. You got to either get along or you got to find something that's going to make you happy. Do you understand me?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know what the problem is. I got very angry at him and very upset with him, and he wanted his day in court, and I gave it to him. Right now, they're building the course. Let them build the course. Leave them alone.
Okay, I get it.
Give them an idea and leave them. If they don't want to use it, don't use it. You're the green superintendent. It's a great job. But your job really hasn't started yet. You're a very strong guy. You're an opinionated guy. I'd probably be like you too. But look, I got to make a change if you're not going to do it.
This was all thanks, okay?
All right, okay, come on.
You know,
Get smart. Use your brain, okay?
Very well run properties. If you've been to one, you know that. And so I don't see how it's
absolutely false.
Donald Trump was fired up at his press conference today after being accused of cheating at golf. Today's Washington Post quotes rocker Alice Cooper calling Trump the worst celebrity golf cheat ever. Yikes. Reporter Ben Terrace.
He said the guy was a lot of fun to play with, you know, a real hoot on the golf course, but definitely did not play exactly by the rules, played by his own rules.
Trump owns some of the world's top golf courses, so the suggestion that he's a cheat really irks him.
It's absolutely false. I win at golf. I win at golf. That I can tell you.
Meanwhile, Trump is coming under fire today for telling Jeb Bush to speak English.
Pero no es conservador, y eso es mi punto.
Bush often breaks into Spanish on the campaign trail.
Ayúdenos en tener una campaña.
It's the native tongue of his Mexican-born wife, Columba.
We're a nation that speaks English. And I think while we're in this nation, we should be speaking English.
What was your first thought when you heard him criticize you for speaking Spanish?
I laughed. I mean, this is a joke. Donald Trump is trying to insult his way to the presidency, and it's not going to work.
I watched him this morning on television, and it's a little bit sad.
Trump is still leading the Republican race. A new national poll puts him at 30%, with Dr. Ben Carson at 18%. Jeb Bush is a distant third at 8%.
Yeah, I know you've played at least one time with President Trump. Could you assess his golf game? What are his strengths? He is a low handicapper apparently, but would he have any areas to work on?
Well, I tell you what, for a person who's 70 years old, he hits it hard. I mean, people don't realize him. He's that old and can rip it and hit as far as he does. Keeps himself in pretty good shape and pretty good health, and has an inordinate amount of energy. When we played, we walked all 18, had a great time. At the time, I think we only had, 10 security cards? No, I think it might be increased now. But we had a great time, and we had a good time playing, and it was a perfect day, weather-wise too, on top of that.
Oh, nice. Good shot.
That's a good shot. That's right. For me, golf is a very natural game, and I've always hit the ball pretty well and straight, and I'm the best putter.
After Trump's round at his course just outside Philadelphia, it was time to put his swing under the microscope. For that, one of the world's top instructors, Hank Haney, gives his perspective on how Trump's game stacks up.
I've seen him play before. I knew he was a good player. You know, he can hit the ball. He's got a lot of club head speed. Anybody that has club head speed has potential in golf.
I have a lot of respect for Hank Haney, but to be honest with you, I'm more of a believer in ability than I am in instruction.
The athletic ability makes it a lot easier, but you know, there's not too many just natural golfers. I mean, matter of fact, when I see one, it'll be the first one I've ever seen. Right when he takes the club back, kind of low into the inside here, and his shoulders turn real level. They turn too level. You know, ideally, you want your shoulders to turn on their axis. Right now, Donald's shoulders are just about parallel to the ground. His left shoulder should be a little lower, his right shoulder a little higher. So he's got the club too far inside, technically, going back. And then he has to make a correction. And the correction starts right here. So he corrects it, puts the club back on the plane that it's supposed to be on, and then clears his hips through and gets to a really, really good impact position.
For me, the golf swing is clearing the hips, getting them out of the way, and letting the club swing through. And I read that years ago in the very famous book by Ben Hogan.
Ben Hogan's book, the 5 Lessons of Modern Fundamentals of Golf, is considered to be the greatest golf instructional book that's ever been written. So he got some good advice from that book for sure. One strong point of his swing is the way he really extends his arms and club through the ball, and that enables him to get the bottom of the swing in the right place and to get a good amount of power.
The more clearing I do, the straighter I hit the ball. You would think that you don't want to move so much, but that's the secret to my game.
When you take it as far inside as he does, that needs to be the key to your game.
Ironically, the one criticism that Trump has received regarding his game is in the area where he feels he excels.
Somebody said, I have an unusual putting stroke. I said, I don't want to think about it. They even asked me what I'm doing. I said, do me a favor, don't even talk about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to ask, I don't want to tell.
Agreed.
Coincidentally, Hank Haney agrees.
He really hits a lot with his right hand. He's got a little extra movement in his putting stroke, but obviously, he has a good feel. He has a good ability to read the greens, and he can get the ball started on line. I don't know if his stroke is what you would try and teach somebody, but you know what? As long as they go in, that's all that matters.
And what matters back at Trump National Philadelphia is that the boss was more than happy with his round and his course. And when Trump's happy, everybody wins, including his greenskeepers.
This place is in such great shape. I want a $500 bonus. And also Jeremy, he's done a great job, right? Give him a 500 and a 500 for me. I gave 1,000 the last time. He likes to see me, I think. He likes to see Trump. I shot 72 today.
Nice. With that final piece of business done, Trump was ready to head back to New York, but not before a surprise for guests of the wedding taking place at the club.